Welcome back to Down on the Farm Radio headquarters. I'm your host, Larry Marble. It's a Thursday. Let's get started. We're brought to you by D&D Farm and Ranch. That's ddtexasoutfitters.com. Neighbor, let's take a look at the movement of corn, beans, and wheat, courtesy of John Tuggle & Company Corpus. China has now bought U.S. soybeans for the second night in a row, fueling a 10-cent rally in the soybean market. Corn futures closed up 1-3, while the wheat markets were down slightly following their recent rallies. Heavy rains fallen in Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin, which will likely delay the planting of an estimated 5.6 million acres still expected to be planted in those states. The eastern corn belt mostly missed the rains, which is good for planting progress. Southern Brazil continues to endure too much rain and flooding, and corn and bean production estimates will continue to go down. Crude oil is currently down nearly $1.50 by the barrel on the news that the Biden administration is going to sell 1 million barrels of gasoline from the Northeast Gasoline Supply Reserve. Small amounts of milo are already being harvested in the Rio Grande Valley. This year's South Texas milo crop is about 2 weeks early, and by the middle of June, there will likely be harvesting in the Corpus Christi area. Corpus Christi's public elevator in Archer Daniels Midland opened this week for milo trucks from 7 to 4:45. Late next week, Corpus Christi's public elevator in ADM will be closing for about 2 weeks of maintenance, currently scheduled to reopen on the 14th of June. In Houston, Anderson's is open weekdays from 7 to 3. Hanson Mueller is extending their hours 7 to 7, and Timco is now open 7 to 5, including Saturday and Sunday 7 to noon. For help marketing your grains, trust our sponsor, John Tuggle. Call 361-852-5207. We are on the line with Chris Carter from Karnes County Livestock Exchange down Kennedy Way. Chris, we always begin by thanking the folks that do business with us each week.
Yes, sir, Larry. We do want to thank all of you for your consignments. Last week, we ended up with a total of 579 head of cattle, and the market was steady.
Walk the pins with me.
Number 1 steers, 2 to 3 weight, 366 to 420. 3 and 4 is 329 to 380. 4 and 5 weights, 293 to 345. 5 and 6 is 265 to 296. 6 and 7 is 246 to 267.50. And the 7-8 weights, 237 to 258. On the heifers, 2 to 3 weight, 253 to 335. 3 and 4 is $3 to 335. 4 and 5 weights, 257 to 297. 5 and 6 is 236 to 272.50. 6 and 7 is 212 to 252. And the 7-8 weights, 204 to 248. Last week we had 12 packer bulls. High yielding was $1.47 up to 161.50, and the medium weights were 137 to 140. On the packer cows, we had 75 total. High yielding was 125 up to 140. Medium 110 to 121. 6 bred cows bring from 1550 to 1875. We had 15 pair that bring from 2050 up to 2750.
Good. What do we got under the barn for this week?
So at the present time, we've got 496 head checked in, and we're looking for about 650 come sell time. In our count, we've got 50 packer cows and bulls, 6 bred cows, a pair, and the rest are yearlings. Also want to wish everybody and have a safe and blessed Memorial Day weekend.
Tell everybody how to contact.
For any questions, please call Weather and Rouse at 361-542-0810 or myself at 210-286-5345.
We'll talk to you after the sale. Y'all have a good holiday.
Yes, sir. Take care. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Neighbor, let's take a quick look at the meats, courtesy of barchart.com. National pork carcass cutout value down 62 in the Wednesday afternoon print at $100.07. The loin and the belly reported higher, with the rib down 826 to lead the downside movement. Estimated hog slaughter 484,000 head. Week to date 1.432 million. As we turn our heads and steer our gaze toward the wholesale box beef price, lower on Wednesday afternoon. Choice box down 85 at $312.17. Select 126 lower at $299.61. Narrow choice select spread $12.56. Estimated cattle slaughter 122,000 head. Weekly total 364. That's up 1,000 from last week. Average trade estimates for Friday's cattle on feed report. April placements down 6.1%. April marketings up 9.8%. That would leave the May 1 cattle on feed inventory down 0.8 from May 2023. Looks like a few light trades at 192 in the north, 187 on the hoof, in the dirt. Neighbor, looks to me like that's it for the meats. And we're on the line with Kelly Thigpen, Pearsall Livestock. Kelly, how was the sale?
Pretty dang good, Larry. Market just pretty impressive this week. Ended up with 500 head of cattle. Had, I guess, about 150 cows and bulls. And Packer cow market just really good. They put a little money on those Packer cows and bulls. I think $1.40 on the best cow there today. Didn't have any real outstanding bulls, but I guess $1.58 or so on the best bull. I had several of them old big cows. Packer cows just dollaring out over $2,000. That one cow in particular there, I remember bringing $23.73 just to go to Packer. So just a really good market there. Stocker cows, pretty limited test on those today. Had a handful of pairs, nothing real special, kind of 18 to 23, and then the bred cows we had kind of 15 to 2. Calves and yearlings look like those cattle pretty much $5 to $8 better all the way across the board. A lot of activity. Had some of those little lightweight calves just bringing a ton of money. Some of the broken calves just bring it all. It looked good all the way across the board. Just a lot of activity and sure plenty good.
Tell everybody how to get on a good market next week.
Call us there at the office, 830-334-3653. My mobile number is 334-1047, or look us up on the website, and that's PearsallLivestock.com.
Kelly, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye.
1874. Barbed wire was patented and ranching was forever changed. Now, 150 years later, ranchers continue to tackle tough challenges with new innovations, like RangeView from Enview. By providing a data-driven view of the land, RangeView helps you get the most out of your grazing management, rangeland health, and herbicide treatment decisions. See how the latest innovation in ranching can help you at tryrangeview.com. RangeView is a trademark owned by Environmental Science US LLC or one of its affiliates. Not all products are registered in all states.
We're on the line with Sean Geiswhite, Gillespie Livestock. Sean, how'd the cattle sale go?
Larry went good. We ended up with about 800, maybe a hair more. Cows and bulls, I gotta call them steady. Looked like everybody's active and jumped in there. We had some higher yielding bulls that bring up in the 60s, so thought that was awful good. Didn't have many replacement type cows. Had a few, that went back to the country. They some of the pairs bring from 25 to 2,700, and some of the bred cows up to 22 to 500. The calf market, boy, is sure active. Looked like everybody jumped in there and needed some of these kind of 5 to 6 weight cattle. I'm going to say it was probably 10 to 15 higher on some of those classes. All across the board, probably 5 to 10 higher. But it was sure active. Since I've been back home from school, I don't know if I've seen some 650 to 680 weight cattle bring. They're bringing up to 289, 290.
Right.
Today, I thought that was awful good for some of these new crop calves. It was awful good. We got along real well.
Good, and we'll do it all again next week. Sheep and goats Tuesday, cattle Wednesday. Sean Geiswhite, tell everybody how to contact you.
You can reach us at 830-997-43.
Appreciate the call. Thank you. Bye-bye. Neighbor, let's talk about Wholesale Steel San Antonio. Wonderful company. George and crew want to do business with you. Their heavy-duty line can allow you to work, move, crowd, and load your animals with confidence with your own equipment. With heavy material and strong construction, those panels withstand even the roughest stock while still remaining portable. Check out their price list at their website, wholesalesteelusa.com. Round pins, stalls, panels for separating livestock. Lifetime limited warranty on those cattle panels. Local dealers available. Locations in San Antonio and Hearn. Call the San Antonio office, 210-64-2000, or the Hearn location, 979-280-6100. That's Wholesale Steel. We're on the line with Jim Wader from Atascosa Livestock, Pleasanton, Texas. Jim, how'd the sale go?
Market was a touch better. They put money on Packer cows. We ended up with 290 head.
Walk the pins with us.
All right, 125 steers, 85 heifers, 49 cows, and 18 bulls. Steer side, 2 to 3 weights, 275 to 265. Heifers were 235 to 330. 3 to 4 weight steers, 245 to 335. Heifers were 250 to 257. 4 to 5 weight steers, 230 to 305. Heifers were 220 to 280. 5 to 6 weight steers, 225 to 290. Heifers were 215 to 265. 6 7 weight steers, 210 to 284. Heifers were $2 to 235. 7 to 8 weight steers, $2 to 245. Heifers were $1.80 to 212. 8 to 9 weight steers, $1.70 to 215. Heifers were $1.40 to $1.80 there Tuesday.
Good. How about the cow side of it?
278 this week. Best Packer cow brought $1.37.50. Best bull brought $1.52. A few bred cows in the mix. They brought from 9 975, 2130. And we had one little light pair weighed 970, brought 1975.
Do you know of anything coming for this next week's sale?
Yeah, 2 or 3 people have called. Do have some cattle coming in. They'll be worked. 20, 25 head of those bring us calves, heifers, and steers. Probably be big, probably weigh 6 to 7. I think we're going to work a few on Sunday. So hopefully we'll end up pretty decent run even with the holiday.
Tell everybody how to get a hold of you, Jim Wheeler.
Reach us at 830-569-2516.
Y'all be careful, and I'll talk to you next week.
Thank you, sir.
You bet. Bye-bye. Neighbor, I'm Larry Marble. Don't forget about McCoys.com. 62 stores, 3 states. They've got plenty within this region, whether it's things for lawn and garden, whether it's lumber, whether it is things from their building and trust department, any product you need out on your farm and ranch to get a building job done. Why, they even have gates and panels. That's McCoy's Building Supply Centers, McCoys.com. We're on the line with Cousin Brian from Seguin Cattle Company. Cousin Brian, how'd the sale go?
Sale turned out real good, Larry. Ended up with 622 head of cattle. Calf market remains steady. Seeing a little bit of improvement on the heifers. You know, those heifers, they might have been 5 to 10 better in places. And packer cows and bulls, steady as she goes. Those 2 to 3 weights, 210 to 340. 3 to 4 weights, 250 to 375. 4 to 5 weights, 253 to 345. 5 to 6 weights, 225 to 306. 6 to 7 weights, 212 to 264, with 7 to 8 weight steers, 208 to 245. Get to the heifer mates, 2 to 3 weights, 238 to 325. 3 to 4 weights, 256 to 320. 4 to 5 weights, 227 to 320. 5 to 6 weights, 219 to 277, with the 6 to 7 weight heifers, 198 to 251. You get to the utility commercial cows, top end $1.40 today. Top end of the Packer Bulls, $1.56. Had some palpated cows from 1,000 to 1,950, with some pairs bringing 1,750 to 2,100. So the cattle market, excellent. Sheep and goats, we missed that by a long shot. Ended up with 1,339 head of sheep and goats this morning. They just never stopped yesterday evening or this morning. I'd call the market a little bit softer, but I think it was just the volume of goats. I mean, there was just too many to move today. Those top end of the nannies, 375, with the kid goats bringing from 210 to 375, and top end of the Dorper ewes, $155, with the lambs bringing from 2 to 285. So, like I said, steady as she goes.
Tell everybody how to get a hold of you for next week's sale.
You can give us a call at 830-379-9955, or you can call me on my cell phone, 830-305-0652. And I just want to add one little thing. You know, we're fixing to observe Memorial Day, and we always say freedom isn't free, and I think we need to pay thanks to our veterans more than just one day out of the year. So every time you pass one, just shake his hand and tell him thank you.
You betcha. Brian, thank you very much. We'll talk to you next week.
You give us a call. Yeah, thank you, Larry.
This is Channel 5 reporting live from the rangeland, where earlier today, a death was reported. I'm standing here talking to...
Mesquite.
Mr. Mesquite, what happened here today?
Well, Weesatch and I had been living on this rangeland. Every year, the rancher would spray us with herbicide, and we'd take a nice, long nap. But we always woke up.
What changed, Mesquite?
It's that Invora herbicide. The rancher used it with Rangeview to target his application. And now I don't think Weesatch is coming back.
I wouldn't think so. It's guaranteed
control for 5 years.
You heard it from Mesquite himself. Invora and Rangeview stop brush for the long haul. It's guaranteed.
Start investing in the long haul with guaranteed Mesquite and Weesatch control at Invora.com. That's INVORA.com. Always read and follow label instructions. Invora is a restricted use pesticide. Invora is a trademark owned by Environmental Science US LLC or one of its affiliates. Not all products are registered in all states.
Neighbor, let's take a long look at the grains, courtesy of John Tuggle & Company. Corpus, number 2 or better, Milo in May to Corpus, D's plus 75, $10. Houston, D's plus 85, $10.16. Number 2 or better, yellow corn to Corpus in May, July plus 30, $4.91 and a quarter. We'll call Progresso July plus $1 bill, $5.61 and a quarter. Hard red winter wheat to Houston in May, July plus 35, $7.34 and a half. And Houston and Placido beans, August-September delivery, November less 90, $11.28 and a quarter. Texas cotton, 63 bales, 69.38 to 72.88. Neighbor, that's it for the best darn farm show in Texas. No brag, just fact. I'm Larry Marble. Thanks so much for listening to our 16 Down on the Farm affiliated stations or at our website, downonthefarmradio.com. Until tomorrow, good day to you, my neighbor.